Hey, Rock! Go fuck yourself!
You ain't got no backbone. I ain't got a trap phone. I got keys and M's and K's and O's. They're illegal, so I'm if you want my eyes, I was just a middle finger. Coming to my feet, the pool and the liquor. Thinking I'm a I think I'm a singer. Watch me in the car, I treat the chorus like a singer. You see me rise, I'm a South boy, some South shit. This is your brother. This ain't all that fucking.
Yeet.
Yeet, yeet, yeet. Oh,
Well, now, hey man, here we go. It's another episode, but now we having fun again.
hey, we having fun again. We having fun again.
And I don't know, man. This week, I don't know how fun it's gonna be for some with what we're about to talk about.
I mean, what we do best, hurt feelings and tell the truth.
Yeah, but I think some hurt feelings are gonna really be hurt because I got some truths, bro, about why these superstars are being released right now with WWE. I mean,
You're not wrong.
we've talked about it a little bit, man. I'm just gonna say I am kind of behind what they're doing. Not 100%. No, I'm not saying, everybody deserved it, in the way they did, certain people like R-Truth. It shouldn't have been done that way. But I understand. And what we're talking about, man, is WWE's been cutting some cost right now. The last couple of months we've seen it, there's been a handful of releases. Team Gallus, Gigi Dolan, Cora Jade, who officially is now doing her exciting thing. Braun Strowman, Shotzi, Shayna Baszler, Dakota Kai, which those two are now a couple, from what I'm hearing. Congratulations to them. And the recent one, R-Truth, who's not technically, he was not released. They just did not renew his contract, which is over. It expired. Next on the, and they've already told two other superstars, Carlito and Sarah Rowe, FKA Valhalla, that they're not renewing them either. So let's talk about it, man. How are you feeling knowing that, knowing Truth got, Truth is gone. Carlito's about to be gone. How you feeling about it, man? I need your thoughts on this.
If I'm being completely honest about it, I'm a little sad and heartbroken because it's like
Are you heartbroken?
R-Truth. I'm speaking on R-Truth first. Heartbroken because, first off, with Truth gone, we really don't have no longest tenured superstar. Unless you're being one of those weirdos and you're counting Cena and counting.
I mean, I hear you. Truth is the last standing, Attitude Era rostered member. I get it. I get where you're coming from. I feel a sympathy. I'm feeling for you, but there's parts of me that I don't know.
I mean,
I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you finish because I just gotta let you know why.
So if I'm being honest, but I feel like if you were gonna let him go, the man should have had, like I said before, maybe 2 weeks ago, maybe even last week, the man should have, even if it was a day long, he should have had a world title reign. You could have put him on a Legends contract or something. I don't want to hear nothing that he's old, bro. You're world champions pushing 50. I don't want to hear nothing about age. The man can still go.
That is the GOAT right now. That is your only 17-time world champion right now.
Man, I'm also say for the Carlito standpoint, he added that extraness that, and if I'm being honest, didn't know that you needed to the Judgment Day. Like, they were all serious, and then you had this little bit of haha funny moment. It would have been nice to see him get in the ring some more. Probably even nice to see him get speared by Braun Breaker from half the ramp again. But yeah, it sucks that on NXT, and forgive me for saying this, but you got rid of all the big booty women. I mean, what else am I finna look at on NXT?
I mean, why do you think we're getting rid of these superstars right now? You gotta make room for them.
Not if you letting go the big booty, beautiful women.
Name one they let go that fits that quality.
Gigi Dolan.
I'll give you Stephanie Vakir and Julia in return.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Now let me tell you something. I understand why R-Truth, that I understand why people are feeling the way they feel. I initially was heartbroken that they let our dog, R-Truth, go like this. And I initially felt bad that our dog, R-Truth, was kind of just shunned when, Monday night they told all the superstars not to wear anything R-Truth. And I get it, man. Like, we were singing his praises last week. But he knew it was coming. John Cena knew it was coming. That's why he got that world title shot. He wanted to show that he still had something left. And now I'll admit, man, he does. But come on, man, he's 52 years old. He hasn't had a quality, solid match that wasn't a tag team match in how long? He had a couple of good,
What, 2 years ago, if I'm mistaken?
Yeah, I mean, he had a couple of.
I don't remember. Because
I'm not denying. Yeah, and I'm not denying his ability, but does he add? And from what I'm understanding, they offered him a contract. It was significantly lower than what he was making, but the way TKO's looking at it right now, my man, you're not bringing. I'm not gonna say any value because that'd be shunning Truth, man, and that ain't what I'm doing here.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't bring the value of a Cody Rhodes. And hell, man, you think R-Truth is the only one? They're talking about renegotiating Roman Reigns' $15 million a year. So Truth ain't the only one going through it.
I mean, it's not that I don't understand it, because I do. I understand it and I get it, especially when you see the reports come out that the company is swimming in an absurd amount of debt.
33. No, it was $3.8 billion. I'm sorry. It's $3.8 billion in debt. So they had to cut. I mean, they had to cut the weight. I mean, I did some research. Braun Strowman, $11 million a year to do what? You sat on the and all love to Bray, bro, but you sat on the sideline for a year plus, grieving, sulking. So you can't tell me that letting go of Braun was a bad idea. It's the same thing with letting go of Truth. Yeah, Truth made some segments better. I will tell you some value that he did hold that TKO doesn't want to see sporadic moments with him. Now I'll tell you right now, I'll argue that he should have been kept because I believe he's still one of the top merch sellers with whatever he puts out. The gimmick shirts that he makes, bro, the two of them that he has made were the best sellers. Now I'll say you normally throw a title on a guy like that, but I'll tell you right now, it took you 15, 16, 17 years to make 2 top selling shirts like that. I don't know, man. It's kind of hard to understand keeping them.
I mean, okay, I'll give you that point, but maybe break it down to me like this, because wasn't we getting somewhere with Dakota Kai in a storyline? Wasn't we getting somewhere with Shayna Baszler and her having somewhat of a tag team run? I mean, wasn't we building stories with some of the people we released? So now
Dakota Kai, we were, and then she got hurt, and then she came back, and yeah. Normally, in my opinion, you see superstars that get hurt, time's added, hey, you missed a year, you still got to work an extra year outside of when, you would have been a free agent. Mm-hmm. But you have that many injuries like that back to back. Maybe they just felt it wasn't worth continuing to pay her that type. I don't know the figures that they were making. I don't have, full numbers in front of me. But maybe they felt that, they had enough young talent coming up that, hey, you could part ways with, we'll say, Dakota Kai, and this is estimated. This isn't any wood. I could be way off. But, let's release Dakota Kai that's making $3 million a year. I still got 2 years left with her. Damn, I got to pay her $6 million in the next 2 years. Okay. I could save money. I could give her a mil and a half to, because we're parting ways, and hey, thank you for everything, but here's I don't know, here's whatever bonuses you could have accrued, for championships or matches, wrestled, stuff like that. Here's this as kind of a, hey, we're sorry, but best of luck in your future endeavors. Same thing with Truth, bro.
What about Indy?
I don't know what he was making, but say he was making like $10 million a year.
Okay.
With that, shit, bro. Say he's been.
I get the R-Truth point, because like the report said, he was making a certain amount of money. You just told me he was, they offered him a contract. He really wasn't caring for the contract, and he didn't re-up. But
now, see,
I don't know. I feel
I will have to make an about face on what I'm doing right now. For one thing, Carlito. Of course, you're not gonna renew this motherfucker, bro. He's making stupid amount of money on a Legends contract. When I've said this, I think I said it last week. I've said it numerous times. Where in the history of the WWE, past, present, and even future, is Carlito a Hall of Famer? Or is he even a legend? The guy made a come up from facing John Cena.
So he was what, a U.S. champion?
Yeah, he had an alright run. you know, he had an alright, actually, he had an alright run in his first go around. Took time away, came back with his cousin, if I'm correct.
Primo, right?
And he was gone for 13 years after that.
Okay, so
that tells you.
Indy? I get that.
My Indy Hartwell?
Yeah.
She was not going to be able to succeed in today's WWE.
Gotcha.
Candice LeRae is lucky that she's married to Johnny Gargano. Otherwise, she'd be with Indy. Candice LeRae should be one of the ones on this chopping block, but they won't do that for some reason. And the only reason I can think of is her marriage to Gargano. And you know what, bro? They finally found a story for her. It's crazy. But we'll get more into that, about some of this talent now, on what they're going to have to be doing, knowing what's going on.
Gotcha. I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand the business aspect of it. But when you sit here and you're taking away superstars that fans have started to build a relationship, a repertoire, or a liking of, whether heel or face, don't you feel like, in a sense, that's killing you trying to make money too?
I mean, man,
don't get me wrong. You got your big name stars. You have your Cena. You got your Cody. You got your Rollins.
Well, what kind of?
Reigns, Punk.
Why would I worry about a star like Indy Hartwell that may or may not draw? When I got guys like Cody Rhodes and Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax and Jade Cargill. Draws. People that are putting asses in seats.
Or
and
asses on
hell,
chests.
bro. Yeah.
You said Nia Jax.
Yeah, I said Nia, you're right. And let's be honest, dude. It ain't money. WWE isn't going broke, because look at what they did in Vegas. But they do need to find a way to make more money, like they did at last year's Mania in Vegas, and I believe that is a big part on why WWE just got its own WrestleMania residency. Because we're going back to Vegas in 42.
Like I say, I understand the business aspect of it. It's just the fan in me is like, okay, I understand your average typical watching fan might not like many of these superstars that got released or care about me, but me, who watches hard and watches proudly on something, not I don't watch proudly every week, because some weeks there's like, bro, what are we doing? But a consistent, happy watcher, and I go deeper. I like certain people that ain't your typical, oh, if you watch wrestling, like the question, if you watch wrestling, who's your favorite superstar you like watching? And right now, everybody's gonna say your typical Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, John Cena, Seth Rollins. I like the little people.
Yeah, and I'm telling you right now, man, this isn't one of those, truth isn't a Cody Rhodes or a John Cena.
Oh, no.
I mean, he's not. But in I will say he did still add value, but his value was offered to him. And he chose not to take it. But I want to talk about the next guy that's about to go. The guy who's removed WWE mentions from all of his socials. The A-lister himself. the man about to be the former WWE superstar, The Miz.
Is it he's okay? So I was confused about his situation. Is it he's not renewing because of the Truth situation, or they're going to just let it expire because the Miz makes the most
I
money?
I think The Miz is attempting to speak out with them not renewing Truth, and by doing so and throwing his, I'm not going to say tantrum, because I feel like he's doing something in solidarity with Truth,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll be up front, bro. The course of The Miz, that's getting old too.
Well, I was gonna say I'll go even one step with it. Hang on. Going one step further with the Miz situation. Um, I said it like this. I thought you was cooked and done for when John Cena came for your head in 2017 and said you were nothing but a rip-off gimmick of everybody. Now, don't get me wrong. Do I boo The Miz? Yes, because The Miz is a heel 90% of the time. But I actually like Mike Mizanin. And to me, Mike Mizanin, or for those of you that don't know, The Miz, he's actually now the longest tenured superstar in WWE next to Cena, quote unquote. And he the man is basically what Chad Gable's doing. Or American, or El Grande Americano. However you
Yo,
want to look at it.
it's funny you say that because El Grande Americano, aka Chad Gable, aka Shorty G, found a way to double his value within WWE.
Thank you.
And not only did he do that, bro, but he's expanding his world to Lucha Libre this Saturday.
The man is double booked.
This is gonna be insane.
I like how in a triple threat match where there was no disqualifications, they checked this man for a metal head plate.
Now,
Metal head plate.
I think it'd be funny to see Chad Gable come out as Grande Americano in his Lucha Libre match.
No, I would like that too. That I feel like that'll add to the developing story.
I feel like that story's. I hope they don't have him win Money in the Bank. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, with that being said, shout out to GOAT TV.
Shout out to GOAT TV.
You need your 5,000 channels so you can watch any of the NASCAR races, any of the golf tournaments. I mean, the tennis tournaments going on now too. If you need any of this, just know you can get your boys at GOAT TV. You can either hit up me or you can hit up Lucien over there. And
Yes,
we'll
sir.
get you in touch with our boy Mac Grisham, and he can hit you up for the low price of $25 a month on the GOAT TV. Tell him you using the boys code HILLTURN.
Yes, sir. Over 9,000 channels. 90,000 shows, episodes. There's over 50,000 movies. I'm talking anything that you hear coming out. It is there. You don't want to spend $100 to go to the theaters to see this new Lilo and Stitch? It's alright. Watch it on GOAT TV for $25 a month.
Listen, I didn't pay for my ticket, but I went to go see the new Lilo and Stitch movie in person. Yeah, Save the money, spend the 25 on GOAT TV, watch it on GOAT TV. It's a good, it's an okay movie, but watch it on GOAT TV.
Oh,
Don't
the
waste your time.
only thing I think I might do if I take the kid to Lilo and Stitch this summer is I do it in person just so she can get the experience. But yeah, sometimes it's just better to do it at home. Just like Money in the Bank, watching it at home on GOAT TV, absolutely best thing you can do.
No buffering, no issues. You'll love it. Just like
And
you'll
now-
love Dubby Energy.
Yes, sir.
You gotta have that Dubby.
Well, I was about to say before we jump to the W, before you watch Money in the Bank on your GOAT TV, you can watch the AAA Lucha Libre Worlds Collide.
Especially if you don't want to deal with them YouTube ads.
Yes, sir. And yes, while watching both of these PLEs this Saturday, you need some energy. Drink some W.
It'll never go wrong. And like the ticker say, use Hill Turn for 10% off your order. Cause who don't want to save a little bit of money? Listen, in this economy, every penny counts.
And TKO has proven that.
You're not wrong. I set it up. Also, if you want your hair to look as luxurious as Lucian's, you hit up our people at Full Moon Radiance.
Yes, sir. And it's funny you say that because I actually got to get my hair kind of redone. These motherfuckers are looking nappy.
See, they look fine. They look fine.
But I ain't gonna lie, my loctician don't pay me to promote for her, so I ain't doing that. No disrespect.
If I see something flying at you, I understand why.
Oh no. My wife does my hair to help maintain. But my loctician, yeah, she don't pay me to promote for her, so I ain't doing that. I pay her to do my hair.
Hey, but they got you all set. I know it is rave season. Or if
Yes,
you're
sir.
just like me, and you just feeling it just to feel it. Hit them up. Tell them that your boys at Hill Turn sent you, and you'll be all squared away and taken good care of. Just
Yes,
like
sir.
if you watch our boys at JTV Wrestling.
Yeah. Hey, and speaking of JTV Wrestling, this heel turn wrestling thing's starting to turn out real good. So y'all stay tuned to the Real 88 YouTube channel. Because not only do we stream the show, but we also are going to be streaming matches. Now, with this, I've unlocked all 274 characters that are available at the moment. I have not done showcase, so I do not have certain upgrade or certain stars that are within that. I have not done my faction to the point that I have certain superstars, but I do
will be honest,
have.
I'm stuck on.
What, your GM mode?
Everybody else available through DLC and already on roster. No,
Yes, sir.
I was gonna say, on my showcase, I'm stuck on Tamina's ladder match. That's a doozy.
Yeah, I haven't done any of the showcase yet. I beat 2024, and after doing that, after finishing my story, I kind of just not in the mood for it right now.
I get you.
I might do it down the line, just so I can get certain characters and shit, but at the end of the day, I'm cool, because with what I got in this heel turn wrestling, we got over 244 already playable characters in there, including the recently added Julia, Stephanie Vakir, and the Motor City Machine Guns. And I'm gonna tell you right now, first thing I did before I jumped into that universe mode to start building our our unique arenas that I've been showing you behind the scenes. First thing I did though was hopped on and did Julia versus Stephanie Vakir. And, I had to get Stephanie a dub on that one, just to see. Now I just can't figure out if she does that move, and if so, I got to figure out where that's at.
I know I've been watching videos and people have just been doing it all out of the blue, like it's the easiest thing ever. And then shout out to Pat McAfee. He did his best Booker impression.
He did, and nobody does it like Booker, but that's maybe a good thing.
I'm gonna say that is a good thing.
Now, back to what we were talking. We got WWE superstars right now kind of living on the edge, man. They don't know what's up with their jobs. Are they safe? Are they not safe? You know, the TKO's calling the shots right now, man. It ain't Hunter. It's kind of Nick Khan and Ari Emanuel more than anything. So, should these superstars be living on edge?
I would. Because and the reason I say I would is you see certain things get let go and they're telling you it's because of financial reasons. So then you start sitting here guessing, do I technically make too much money over the course of however long my contract is? And it's like, so I would say they should worry. I would not say sit there and just be twiddling your thumbs and be oblivious to what's going on. Because now the question, like, okay, how I'm going to take this turn is, I feel like this is a sense of kind of like, if you watch pro sports. If you watch pro sports at a certain, like, okay, prime example, and I'm not really a basketball fan, but that's all that they talk about, it's the Phoenix Suns. You have it where, who do you trade? Bradley Beal, who's making $50 million a year, or Kevin Durant, who's making almost $60 million a year. So it's like somebody's got to go, because now we don't have no team to like adjust to losing in the first round. So it's one of those touchy.
Yeah, I was gonna say Phoenix is kind of disappointing knowing that they keep losing the way they do.
Been on a decline since Giannis beat him in the finals.
Yes, sir. Now, I must say, they need to be living on edge, because this is when storylines were good back then. You want Attitude Era days? This is how we had it. You didn't have guaranteed money like this. You didn't have $15 million a year to show up 6 times. You weren't getting paid like that. Brock was, but ain't nobody else. It's going hell, bro. You should put Hunter on the chopping block too, man. You should make him live week by week. Are you gonna live, or are you gonna get cut? Are you gonna get fired?
It's my favorite saying at bar nights. Hey, $5 sink or swim. I mean,
every Raw and every SmackDown needs to be a sink or swim behind the scenes.
I would love that. And now, like, with this all happening, so now my question becomes, because I know they're coming out with on Netflix, I think, right, where they're doing this whole, they're doing the whole, hey, we're going behind the scenes, follow the cameras, all this, yada yada yada. I feel like some of these conversations should be in that, so that way, like,
I would love it.
Even like fans like me and you are able to be like, okay, now I see your reasoning behind it. I may not agree with it, but now I see what you're physically, quote unquote, dealing with.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the thing. With things evolving and the curtain being pulled back, there's no way that we should know that things like this. There's no way that we should be sitting here talking about these superstars kind of having to live life on the edge and not knowing if their job's safe.
I mean, if you're,
But
I get where,
in my opinion, the storytelling has been just mid. Like, they have been on almost on coast. Yeah, on autopilot. And I'll tell you right now, man, it's been a big part because of Dwayne's lack of involvement necessarily. But I think they were banking a lot on Dwayne to save them. Because, man, we went a whole entire year with mid-ass Cody Rhodes as your WWE champion. Yeah, he broke a history-breaking thing. He finished the story, and yay, dude, we were excited. I was excited. You were excited. We peed our pants in excitement. I may have done more, but, you know, it is what it is. But
I will say it like this. Okay. I felt like the point of Cody's story was he was coming back. He was gonna have Cody sell his soul and then this whole rock thing, and then for this man to just basically be like, yeah, I only did it for ticket sales. Like, bro, you...
Yeah, but the thing is, they brought him back. They brought him back. He fought Seth. Yeah, he tore his pec within that first segment. You know, and yeah, was out for a hot minute. But man, we knew the writing was on the wall. The moment he came back, won that Royal Rumble, we all knew. Alright, bro. This is our blonde John Cena. And yeah, he may not have won this shit at WrestleMania 39. But look what they did, bro. They rode the "We Want Cody." Well, I mean, they rode Cody for a hot minute, hit him with the tag team titles. And then you hit him with another... Bro, that second Royal Rumble victory. Come on, man. We talked about it. We talked about that shit that night. That was... Cody's gonna go, and he's gonna win.
The year before.
What's up?
An apology for the confusion from the year before.
Yeah, and it's just... You rode that entire Cody train. Like, the universe rode that entire train, bro. Because it was merchandise sales. It was Cody putting on good matches. I mean, he put on... and I say it all the time. Cody is the best version of himself when he is chasing the championship. But right now, you turned him corporate. You're putting everything behind Cody and Cena. Yeah, you got Jey Uso in the mix now. Okay, you got Logan Paul in the mix. But you want to know why WWE's having to get rid of people? They got to pay guys like Logan Paul, who's bringing in the views. Carlito's not doing that. Shotzi's not doing that.
Like I say, I get it. I understand. But I would go further and say, I even look at Cody's Intercontinental title run.
Okay.
That was kind of flat, like his title run, because it's like,
yeah.
Now where is he going? What's the next move in his story to progress as a character and progress as a quote unquote actor? Like you climbed up. It's like The Price is Right, the cliffhanger game where oh, you gotta say when to stop. You gotta say when to stop. But he's just going up the mountain because everybody think they can stop him at the top. And nah.
So
Gets to the top, falls off, end of game. And that's basically what his 2 title runs were like for me. Now, his tag team run, it was just mid. You was putting him in a tag team to trying to, appease people. Whatever, cool. I'm not going down that road. But that was more entertaining than your singles run, and that's sad.
yeah. And you know the crazy thing, my man? Jey Uso is going on that same path. Same exact path. There ain't no...
It's like the new blueprint to be a champion is...
I want to say there's no stopping Jey Uso, but, you know, him kind of being this mid-ass world title.
Yeah.
But hear me out on this one. Jey Uso sells his soul to his cousin.
In the tag team match? Or just in general?
At the end of that tag team match. I could see it. Why not? I could see The Rock being there. You'd have 2 of your top... You got your 2 champions kind of in the same way. And you got your future, Logan Paul. Past, present, future.
Ill. Gotcha. I'm saying ill because, I mean, I get it, but it's the Logan Paul aspect of it.
Then, now,
also,
forever.
You're paying this man... I felt like if there was going to be any budget cuts, you're paying this man for sponsorship, and you're paying this man to be on television.
If I'm correct, Logan pays them. Logan pays WWE for it, but in overall aspect, Logan does get revenue from Prime, which gets shown on Netflix through WWE. So I mean, he's paying to advertise. I'll give him the flowers for that. And I tell you right now, if I was
coming from, and you're not wrong. I was just going at it in the business aspect of it.
And I tell you right now, if Karrion Kross is smart, he'd start really pushing the Killer Cross brand.
But to
Vince has been gone for a year. Hunter said it over a year ago. The freedom is there. It's his fault that he kept following creative and following the first story that sounded good. He should have been Killer Cross a long time ago. These promos are good. These promos are amazing, bro. Now I need to see the ring work behind it.
I'll end on this note. I still feel like y'all should go out there and respectfully, because we don't want no... We already got backstage tension between Ari and Dwayne versus Hunter because everybody got different freaking visions. Mm-hmm. But no, go out there, stand your ground, keep taking shots at your company. I mean, Monday the fans did it great. In the middle of great or decent matches, you're chanting, "We want truth, we want truth, we want truth." I'm not saying that that's going to make them come back or have them try to work on something, but in a sense, everybody keep calling them out for it. And that's where I'm at on it. Because...
Well, and like I said, right now, them doing it the way they're doing it, doing the budget cuts, letting go of guys like Truth, telling them, not letting them go, but saying, hey, you can stick around, we want you around, but we're going to pay you this much. I think WWE talent are going to get a dose of reality. I tell you, the next one that needs to put their A game on, bro, the New Day.
They need to do something.
The New Day.
I feel like they're waiting on Big E still.
Yeah, well, I'm not believing this whole. I mean, yeah, Xavier plays a hell of a good fucking heel right now, but Kofi, he's killing me, man. He's making me feel. He's dragging down the Raw Tag Division. His heel working ain't working for me.
I think Kofi is still learning to be a heel in a sense.
He gonna have to grow a set, my man. And I'll be honest with you, not to use it fully as your heel character, but man, you are a black man that has dealt with some shit. You come from
Especially
Uganda.
within that
Yeah, bro. You were held back for all them years. It took you speaking up to finally, and Kofi Mania finally becoming a reality for something. For the company to even look at you, and then they squashed you in fucking what? 16 seconds against Brock Lesnar on the debut of SmackDown on Fox.
And
that was what?
Back to the tag division?
Yeah. Bro, put you right back in the tag division before Big E.
I would, hang on, not to let you cut you off all the way. But
no, you're good.
That alone should give you the fuel to the fire on how to be a heel. You just use that anger and you just redirect it towards whatever the story is. Because,
yeah.
Okay, let's say, and this is how I'm going to use it. Let's say, in a sense, and even when we start booking heel turn, let's say for a reason we take a superstar and we just put him through a whole bunch of nonsense, and then 7 years down the simulation, okay, put him in the title. Oh, now you're squashed by Bronson Reed, whatever. Okay, that should make you draw enough. It's kind of like when you go through life as a human and something pisses you off, upsets you, or makes you mad, and out of nowhere you're just like, I gotta deal with this person again. So like you kind of just bite your tongue, but in reality you have so much to say, so you start saying what you really want to say, but you reword it so that way it don't seem like you intentionally. Like, there's ways to do it.
There's so many ways to do it cryptically and correctly,
and to use that energy to still get.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, man, I don't give a fuck what numbers they want to call right now. There is no way the Attitude Era didn't profit more than what they are doing with this current product right now. This current product is good. Yes, they're surpassing Attitude Era numbers and, in sales overall revenue. But it's easy to do when your prices are higher, etc. Quality and show-wise, my man, Attitude Era fighting for their lives against WCW. Bro, that was some of the greatest shit, and it was for the simple fact that they were fucking fighting for everything.
I mean,
now,
really
I get it.
That roster at the end of it, it was magnormous. You had WCW that merged in with WWE. You had contracts everywhere. You had.
Well, I was gonna say that was the Ruthless. You gotta think at that point that was Ruthless Aggression era.
They were closing out.
When you got
Ruthless,
that little bit of time, we really got the Attitude Era. Mm-hmm. The storylines were just, bro, they were top tier. You can't. Yeah, we had our goofy fillings.
So I did want to get one thing out because the thought came back.
Okay.
And it was kind of when we were talking Cody and his run and how it was a little flat. There is nobody in this current era that's trying to be, or not even talking about it to like podcasters or anything, and no shots at Karrion Kross, but like there is nobody that's out here trying to be like Stone Cold Steve Austin, where fuck everybody, shoot birds to the crowd, all this not like there is no Stone Cold.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I don't know what just happened with that.
No, you're good. I just thought you were giving me the camera to go on a tangent, but you're good.
No,
But no, there's
no, for
nobody
once.
out here that's giving the Stone Cold feeling.
Ain't nobody out here giving Stone Cold feeling, Rock feeling, nothing.
Like nobody's out here giving Stone Cold's attitude, and I'm not saying they need to be exactly like Stone Cold, but we don't have nobody in the world title picture that gives the Stone Cold feeling of, yes, was Stone Cold technically a corporate guy? Yes, because once you're the world champion, you're the face of the whole company. But nobody was on television. Nobody's on television currently giving the sense of, I don't care about none of this.
And that's the thing, man. Is they're not. I'm not gonna say they're not executing fully on these stories, but man, they're high priced, overpaid entertainers at this point.
Now.
Everybody. I mean, I'm not gonna disagree with some of these people being heels, and they did their best work as a heel. You know, like Becky.
I get that.
But yeah, they need to stop making this shit feel forced.
I think that's our biggest issue. Everything is feeling forced now.
Yeah, like, let everything be organic. And they're like we talked about. It's the viral moment. It's all this other shit. And if you're not viral, you're no longer an asset. So they need to find a way. They need to find a way to bring the viral moments and the storytelling together. Otherwise, you ain't gonna have to worry about you not renewing contracts with some of these top superstars. They're not gonna want to renew with you because of how you're doing shit. Especially with Truth. The way y'all did Truth was garbage. Now, the last topic I want to get to is I don't think with all these releases, I think AEW needs to just sit back and let these superstars stay free agents or go elsewhere. Tap into TNA or something like that. But don't sign them. Don't sign them at all, because what you got going could work as long as you don't bring in any more of this new talent that WWE is releasing to try to feed them TV time, because it ain't gonna work. There's no reason for it. Unless you're Mariah May.
I'm curious on how the Mariah May situation pans out. I hope it's for the good. But she debuted on
NXT on Tuesday night. And it was glamorous.
I see. I like it.
Yeah,
I have not watched NXT yet. I passed out Saturday before it came on.
I watched it a little bit. So I kind of paid attention to it a little bit more. Since Battleground, bro, that shit was fun. And seeing what they got going on with Lucha Libre this weekend and how they're, intertwined, and bro, NXT is the bright spot in WWE. I'll say that shit right now.
I got you.
Hands down, they are the bright spot for the WWE.
So, I will say this. I agree with you on AEW not signing, but it's not because they're in a good spot. It's, you still have legends on stupid contracts that, what are they doing?
I'm still trying to cope with it.
So, I feel like, not saying that you need to fire all the legends. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you are saying they're in a sweet spot. I'm saying you don't want your roster too big because, in a sense, I'm basically saying what you're saying. But if your roster's too big, who's going on television? You're only on TV for what, an hour and a half, and that's what both shows. If we're being
Well, I was gonna say both of them, right? Well, AEW right now this week they're running 2 4-hour specials, which I watched a little bit of it last night. Not enough to care. Not watching it tonight, obviously, as we're doing this.
Yeah.
But it would be different.
I just think let them breathe and not be tied down to long-term contracts, as in the people that got released. Let them breathe. Let them figure out if they even want to sign to a big company or do like Cardona and just run the independent.
I would like to see just AEW do their thing. Run with who they got right now. No, don't bring in anybody new. I'm not saying that. Like, you could definitely bring in. You still got New Japan talent. You still got Ring of Honor talent that you could tap into and showcase or even sign. I guess, especially guys like Truth and Carlito.
I don't think you need any more legends.
Yeah, like, I get Carlito being, the name and the family, the bloodline, that self. But it's just, you don't need that right now. So, like I said, I think AEW should stay put with what they got. Don't sign nobody for, I'd say, at least 6 months.
That's fair.
Run your shit, bro. Show the naysayers that you can storytell long term. Same thing with WWE, man. They, outside of the bloodline, dude, we didn't have shit. Now you have a couple stories that are intriguing, but what else do you got? You gotta. There's some yeah, they're having to revamp in a certain way, and I think they're doing it the correct way. I
think this would be right footing for them. Give it 6 months, maybe even a year, or maybe put it like this: January, sign them back so that way they can't be, tempted to sign a contract to the Royal Rumble and all that.
But here's the thing.
Because I got a question, and it kind of ties into all 3 topics that we talked about today.
All right.
You're cutting talent. Why is Nikki Bella not cut? Or Garcia, however you want to pronounce that. You brought her back, and then it was reported that she was signed back. And I have not seen this woman since January. And we're in June.
I can't necessarily defend that because, again, as a business move, you gotta cut that weight. I'm not saying don't.
And that's why I think AEW should wait. Don't sign somebody and then we're sitting here like they do a vignette, or you put them in one match and then it's like, where's such and such? I ain't seen them since their debut. Like, you get, like, come on.
For both companies, if you're gonna have the rosters you have, shit, bro, the storytelling on both sides needs to be a hell of a lot better. Because I feel like ever since the bloodline saga, dwindled. What do you got? I mean, yeah, you got John Cena's retirement tour.
I feel like you don't have nothing dominating your charts like you had
No.
for 5 years.
Like, outside of the farewell tour, you got Cena for a couple dates, but what do you really have? And what do you have out? I mean, what do you have outside of the farewell tour?
Mm-hmm.
But after the farewell tour, are you gonna get better? Because, I mean,
I think it's hard.
I'll suffer for 6 months.
Yeah.
I'll suffer for 6 months, I guess, if you're gonna get better when Cena is gone.
And yeah. If you're gonna put the title back on Cody, I need something a little bit different. That's all I'm gonna say.
If you put a title on Cody, it needs to be a tag team title. I think he would be good in a tag team setting. Or if you do it with the American Nightmare persona, put the US title on him, bro. And not be Jacob Fatu. I'm not saying that shit. You know, have somebody beat Jacob, or, you know, Jacob has to relinquish the title for some random reason, because, you know, they're gonna put him in the main event scene.
Right.
You know, kind of the same thing to do with Cena. But, you know, maybe put that title on Cody at one point. You know, let him be a Grand Slam champion, I guess. Complete the whole Grand Slam. But I feel like the WWE needs to completely reset with what they're doing. Cena retiring with the titles, both titles, I think, in my opinion, is best for business. In the story, I think that'd be best for business.
Okay, I'm gonna end my topic point on this.
Okay.
For sure, end it. But Hunter, Dwayne, it came from a great movie that a lot of this generation loves. The movie came out in 2004. It's called Drumline. One band, one sound. One band, one sound. We are moving like we are not one band, and we are most definitely not one sound.
Orlando Jones would be proud of you right now.
Thank you. One band, one sound. That's it.
Nick Cannon's gonna have to re-release that movie just to pay child support, and for his kids to be able to see it, because the DVD and the VHS are not gonna be up. Can you even find Drumline anywhere on any streaming service? Goat TV.
Yeah, Goat TV. Goat TV. But you want to predict some of these 4 or 5 matches that are on these cards?
I want to predict 2 matches, the men and the women.
Okay.
We can go through them we can go through the other matches if you're down. I mean, I'm all for it.
Because if you're being honest, and if I'm being honest,
okay,
there's only 2. Like, yes, AAA and the Worlds Collide. That'd be nice. Be a nice.
I'm watching that. I'm excited on that.
Wake up on Saturday, Saturday afternoon. Be beautiful. That's gonna be beautiful. Because you're going to have the high speed, high flying, everybody just, and then, we calm down for a few hours, and then, with 2 ladder matches. I'm ready. So, I'm down to just talk the ladder matches, because if I
here's my thing.
Go ahead.
You got this stupid ass tag match main eventing. Just told me something.
It told me what I said needed to happen last week.
Exactly. You're gonna. I think there's a cash-in happening.
On which champion? I know which champion I think it's gonna be.
I believe it's going to be on Jay. I think that's the writing on the wall.
Same.
The funny part would be it happening on John Cena.
So, to start off, before we get into that and go down that storyline loophole, who's winning the women's Money in the Bank match in your opinion?
This was a hard one. I had to chat GPT it. I had to do everything, man, and nothing gave me a solid answer. Bro, like I broke it down into like mini tournaments and flipped a coin to win a tournament type shit. Did that a couple times actually. This one was hard, but the more I sit back and think about it, and the more I'm being hopeful and optimistic about what we're gonna be getting with, you know, this roster reset, like I talked about in a way.
Mm-hmm.
I think Stephanie Vaquer winning gives us an opportunity for a storyline reset. Because I brought it up, you know, that the men's world title picture is diluted. You know, it's kind of the same vicious cycle of the same people.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the women's division. Kind of the same thing. It's kind of the same thing at the top, but it's wide open. There's so many people involved, and you adding Stephanie Vaquer with a briefcase, you don't necessarily
a double champ in NXT. I get it.
Here's my thing though. You don't have to necessarily give her a top title. Doing this gives her an easy opportunity. Hell, bro, Intercontinental title, US title. Maybe we get it going that way. You know, you don't have to give her a women's top championship right off rip. Now, it'd be cool. It would be cool to see her cash in on Io and that type of match right there. Io versus Stephanie would be fucking nuts, dude. But I would like to see Stephanie walk away with a title. I don't want to see Io get cashed in on to lose her title the way, you know, she won her first. Just something about that, you know. I think Io deserves respect and flowers for everything she's been doing. But I think Stephanie wins, and I think down the line she cashes in for the women's Intercontinental title.
Okay.
My opinion.
I get you. Not mad at it. I'm torn between two, and I don't feel like neither of the two are actually gonna win.
I was torn between Roxanne and Alexa, the worst.
Oh. See, mine is Julia or Mommy.
I wanted Mommy, but I feel Mommy in the Bank is the only thing that kept going through my head.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as I think that would be cool, something tells me she gets eliminated. Something tells me somebody returns, comes out, something. Yeah. Like I said, I'd like that, but Julia was a thought. Julia was definitely a thought.
Now, what would make me happy and not mad at all, and what I would be totally fine with, because I feel like it'll add an element to the storyline, Naomi.
I thought Naomi, and she's the wild card, in my opinion.
that's why I was like, I can't forget about her. 'Cause
That,
in a sense,
but I think Jade cost her.
ooh,
Jade or Bianca.
I feel like that storyline needs to get finished so hard now.
So I think
But
Jade.
Bianca is still hurt.
Yeah, so I think we get Jade involved to get Naomi. Now, the only reason I say Naomi gets beat up by Bianca is because of the way shit's been going on socials lately. But I think Bianca and Jade are still on enough terms that I think if Bianca was like, Jade, I can't do this right now. I need you to handle, at least whip her ass, but save some from me. So I think we get that, and then, we get a Naomi and Bianca beef, but then we find out that it was Bianca behind the whole thing. So you get a three-way split between them. I think that happens. As I said, just something's telling me the Profits are going more of a heel turn, and that would make sense for Bianca if you're gonna let Gargano and Candice be together.
And then that'll add the element to the tag team. You cook it.
Now I could see a mixed gender tag title thing happening, which would be kind of dope.
No more. That would be nice, but I feel like we don't need no more titles.
That would be something I would be cool with, but you don't predominantly feature it.
Kind of like the Speed title.
No, you give it more respect in a Speed title, but it's one of those. You know what? I'll put it this way. It is how you do a King and Queen of the Ring. Mm-hmm. You do something similar with the mixed gender, but you win titles, and then you only get to carry them on and showcase them on TV for 2 weeks. I'll get maybe a month at tops, because you kind of let King and Queen of the Ring play their shit out for a minute. So you guys play your shit out for a month, and then those titles, they're yours. You keep them at but they're not on TV.
Right.
And then next year we do the same thing. Maybe you have other couples. Maybe you have the same couples. Maybe they're not even couples. I did enjoy the mixed gender tag aspect when they used to do that. It was kind of cool.
Even though they were doing it for charity, it added such a different element. It made it funny.
Yeah,
it made it great matches. I liked it.
Yeah, it was cool. But
that's when you really saw Jimmy Uso truly be funny. What you doing touching my wife?
And it's just, again, it's one of those. There was an aspect to it.
Love triangle, well, not triangle, but the whole love storyline that kept brewing between Alexa and Braun Strowman. First off, that would be a dynamic of a couple right there. You guys are almost 7 foot tall and a 5 foot. Oh wow!
Made me want to be Braun Strowman more and more.
You're not wrong. Now for Oh, go ahead.
For the men's, the one thing that made sense, bro, Seth Rollins.
Okay.
There was a few other people in there, Penta, I thought would be cool, but I got Seth Rollins, him cashing in there, and Gunther and Jay. And I mean, hell, bro, what if Gunther beats Jay? Seth cashes in at that moment, Heist to the Century Part 2.
Not only that, what if you can make Gunther beat Drew McIntyre's record.
Yeah. Yeah.
But okay, so mine is either Rollins to win, or kind of how we thought before Rollins got put in the match, Solo.
Yeah, but I just
First
it was
off,
so.
Not to cut you off, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I can't wait to see Solo try to climb a ladder. He looks like he's scared of heights.
Yeah. Solo would be an interesting pick for the men's, but I already questioned it enough, bro. Having him as in the world title picture for fucking damn near half a year against Cody. Like, it was adorable, when they fought at Backlash. But carrying it further than that was just like, come on, man. Like, okay, you could have maybe had a one-off match on SmackDown following it.
Mm-hmm.
But I just, that shit was so stupid. Cool, you introduced, a whole new bloodline, but you could have done that a different way.
Gotcha.
My thought.
But no,
yeah,
Seth makes sense.
Seth to me makes sense with the whole thing. The funny one would be Grande Americana. But I think Grande gets exposed
by Penta. Penta pulls it because
I'd like to think so. I would like to see.
So like,
I would like to see Rey Fenix come out and kind of give us a preview for Lucha Brothers, but yeah, they do it together.
Yeah. And with you saying Seth, that makes it make sense on the heist, cash in, and it's on Jay. But I'm with you. Like you remember last week I said tease it. Have him come out and tease it. And then like after whatever promo he cuts on Monday, he's barely seen. Make it seem like he left the arena. And then they sit there and you put on a banger of a match between Gunther and Jay, and then next thing you hear,
what? Hang on though. And I know I brought this up as Jay losing, in a way. We talked about how that tag match is the main event.
Right.
What if Seth cashes in during that tag match on John Cena?
That would be the plot twist and make it feel more heisty.
You have him cash in on John Cena. You completely derail. You completely derail his opportunity to ruin wrestling and retire with the title. So you save wrestling. You'd become a big face, but maybe you become a big ass heel at that point. And then you let Jay get his ass whooped by Gunther, and then down the line you attempt to become a double champion.
I think I'm not mad at it, and I would be okay with it. It would be, like you said, be very funny and hilarious. I think if you do it and he make him target Cena, then that also puts in my head that you're trying to have him fail at cashing in.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys or you remember, but a year ago I said even with the ladies nobody has had a failed cash in yet.
Nope. And I don't think it happens.
It's been a minute.
I don't think it happens for the women, at least for the time frame.
I got you.
But that's all I got kind of for this week, man. I think we went over everything.
That's all I got too. I hope y'all enjoy SmackDown tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Enjoy
3 hours.
SmackDown. 1 o'clock p.m. start time Eastern on Saturday. You got Lucha Libre AAA Worlds Collide, partnering with WWE. And then at 7 p.m. Eastern, you got WWE Money in the Bank. It's going to be fun, man.
Chef kiss.
Yes, sir.
Guess what? You get to treat the whole day like it's college football. You wake up about noon, you get a football game. Then you get the halftime breakdown of everything on top of talking about the primetime game of the nighttime, and then boom, Money in the Bank.
Yes, sir. It's gonna be exciting, man. So I can't wait. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for doing this week.
Hey.
And we will talk to you guys next week, man, for another debate. Until then, love somebody, hug somebody.
Hey, Rock! Go fuck yourself!
You ain't got no backbone. I ain't got a trap phone. I got P's and M's and K's and Q's. They're illegal, so I'm just my eyes, I'm just a middle finger. My the pole and the liquor. I think I'm a singer. Me in the back, I treat the chorus like a dinger. You see me ride, I'm a South boy, some South shit. This is this ain't all that fucking